we got the cards here. It's Brightshadow versus Skurd. Both veterans to Mystery Tournament. MT11 and MT16. Wait, that can't be right. MT13 and MT8. That's even more veteran. Brightshadow with a slightly over 50% win rate, 12-10. Skurd also has 12 wins, though slightly more losses. So we should be in here for a good race. How you doing, FPO?
Doing good. Still a bit sleepy. Just woke up to a good game. Like, oh, probably stream this. No one else is streaming this.
How long were you up last night for New Year's?
I slept at 7.
Yeah, fair enough. On that note, Happy New Year's to everybody who's joined us, the Mystery Tournament community, the Mystery Funhouse community. Welcome to 2024. Maybe Andy will like games now.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know what 2024 games are going to be like.
I have a suspicion, based on what I've seen, that this game is not from 2024. Not to mention we've only had 12 hours to make games, but it is going to be on theme, and that's half the battle.
Yeah, we've actually had this game on Mystery Tournament before, which is why so many people know it. But this time we actually made sure to tell them to set their monitors to 60 Hz, because last time one of the races was at 144 and the game just went super fast.
Yeah, I think that's probably our most common technical issue. I think it might be actually this Mystery Tournament. They've asked just for everything to be put onto 60 Hz, but we know the suspect games because it becomes immediately apparent sometimes. I'm looking at SRL. I don't see any times, which I think is in line with what you're saying, that when this has been done previously, it had to be annulled, or whatever the correct word is.
Probably change the name of the game. Don't want to have like last keep glibs beat the game goal like the last time.
We are, as a community, especially since we have quite a few people who do hosting, generally awful. I suspect there's like one host who always remembers, and I don't know who it would possibly be.
Like, there are so many details, it's very hard to remember them all. Maybe Maurice should just make a checklist. Mystery Fan Households checklist.
Yeah, and you're also being tricked into doing commentary while at the same time. For when we get on hotfix and whatnot, there's always going to be the people in the background, but I think also 3 commentators, so it all gets spread out. The reward here, of course, is that we are between casting the majority of live games and then a few vodcasts. Gonna see basically, if not all, of MT games played during this tournament.
Yeah, I think we can switch to the game now.
Yeah, let's do it. Welcome to Furious Golf. It's gonna be golf, it's gonna be furious. We're beating all the levels in easy, normal, and hard. I do not know if there's like a extra hard that we are avoiding, but I'm excited to see how angry this golf game can get when we get all the way up to hard.
It's not as furious as the name sounds, as I remember. It's especially when you're running it at the right speed and not at 144 like one of the players was, and everything was extremely fast. Let's see if there's sound.
I was getting excited about the music, and then I realized it wasn't from the game. It was. This music's not bad, actually.
Yeah.
3 seconds. And it's so nice with the real life golf course behind us. Beautiful. I am a bit suspicious. It looks like there's 12 holes on screen, which doesn't add up to the 18 that I generally expected. But we do also have an alien UFO, which is more wacky than furious. Here we go. I am slightly concerned for Brightshadow. They've been running a roller mouse, and in a mouse game, it's not the most optimal thing I would suspect, but I think they've gotten quite good at using the mouse in the last year. I know that this is a relatively recent thing for them.
Yeah, I know Brightshadow had some difficulties when playing like Rocket Arm Man, one of my more notable submissions, but he also played other mouse games and did pretty well. I think he submitted Puss at some point, which is basically a mouse avoidance game, the whole game. And use the mouse.
Yeah.
Well,
So
oh, Skurd moved.
I'm not 100% sure why Brightshadow is insisting on restarting the level when he doesn't get a good hit. Do we need to get under a certain score to proceed? Because like there is the par 5 there, but okay, Andy says yes. You know what? I'm gonna be a good boy and go read the paste bin.
Yeah, that is something we would know if we read the paste bin, but as good commentators, we don't read the paste
No, we're here for the mystery as much as you are. You will beat the level as long as you take 2 strokes above par or less. So on this par 6 that Bright Shadow's on, he needs to get 8 or less. Similar for Skurd with their par 6. And these levels are getting wackier. We got a wheel going on for Skurd. Whew. I'm curious how much they should be restarting. Because, like, for Skurd, for example, he's done 3 strokes. Okay, now he can restart, but or mulligan. But like once you get it into the wheel, I think it's automatic, right? Like you actually don't have that much of a risk to get it in 8 strokes. You still have 6 more if you're restarting on 2.
bin. You don't need to be that aggressive about restarting this early level. I think in harder levels, you actually becomes a lot tighter, the par count.
Yeah, but that's the game designer making the level harder by just changing the number. Uh, though I suspect we'll have more obstacles or enemies or whatnot. Uh, with Mystery Tournament Golf, the secret, other than we do actually have a requirement, is to realize that you're not going for the lowest score. Small adjustments, for example, which would be pretty terrible if you're playing golf or mini golf, are more than fine in speedrun golf because all you're trying to do is get to the finish, and if 2 short shots does the same thing as 1 long shot, don't worry about it. Skurd is going for an off the wall approach that I don't understand why they're going for it because it looks like they have an angle to just go up. There you go, buddy. And now Skurd's using that angle in the future. The slightly off up, I think, is going to be quite important if we just keep on getting these vertical levels.
given the layout of the game, the levels pretty much have to be vertical, so I think it's going to be super useful. Yeah.
Yeah, is it like a ported mobile game or something? Why is Yeah, it's also available on Google Play. So yeah, this is a phone game. That is also available on itch.io if you want to get your hands on it. As a reminder to anybody who's new to our community, the tournament is closed. You can't get into the tournament anymore. We're deep into it. But you can always join races if you're looking at this game and going, I wanted to play this. Well, you won't because it's mystery tournament. It'll be something completely different. But if you want to show off your skills or have a good time, we've got a lot more games and you can join more races. Okay, this looks like the first level. Yeah, and the reason why is it is actually the new difficulty. This level has something going on for Skurd, even if it's just these little pillars. You can imagine getting rejected.
We even have scrolling now. Wow, such technology.
Yeah, it says here in the pause bin, which I've most definitely read. Beside the pause menu is an I button. You can use this to look around in larger levels. I have a suspicion these racers are generally going to YOLO until it doesn't work, which might be forever. But they do have the option.
Yeah, I agree with you, Louis. It's usually just a corridor, so you just go basically, unless there's like a big puddle and you don't know what's on the other side, then it might be a good idea to use the eye.
It's a pretty significant lead here. It's maybe not like being grown. I think Brightshadow's been behind by two for quite a bit, but we haven't really seen a challenge. And uh, unless you're like making large mistakes, just completely failing out a hole, which seems pretty difficult with the mulligans and restarts that are available. It's hard to see like how Bright Shadow can make a big jump of a comeback. It's gonna be incremental.
Yeah, in a game like this, you want to just keep YOLOing and keep getting your shots right and hope that the other player misses a shot or thinks too much. I think one thing that happens to me when playing golf games is I think too much about the perfect angle for my ball, and then the other player just YOLOs and tries 3 times while I try once, and then they pass me.
Yeah. These uh these levels are gonna get more complicated, it looks like, just looking at Skirt screen. And this particular level, it like all kind of was visible because we're going around it. But I am curious if it's gonna get like probably not mazy because then it wouldn't be a valid submission, but if it's gonna get just like you need to actually go down the right path. Uh, Bright Shadow is absolutely making a meal of this, and I love it. Tease himself up to make this. Needs to make this in 2 shots, and this probably is actually meant to be a mulligan. Yeah, okay, no, not 2 shots. He needs to make it in 3 shots because you're allowed to get bogeys. But, like this is a mulligan. Don't get stuck behind the pillar, and no, that's
No,
short.
should be fine.
Okay. It's really scary when you're in like a speed golf game when you hit something short because either it's short, which is bad, or it's short and it works, but it's still slower than if you just smashed it in the hole.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Sometimes you do holding one, but the ball just went so slow that you still lose in a race because we're not playing by number of strokes here.
Yeah, with like golf speed runs, I know like Wii Sports and like Wii Resort, a large part of it is actually to like minimize the amount the ball rolls. So like hitting it into the equivalent of rough or a bunker, maybe in this game, just like bouncing it off a wall so it settles is like probably the speed tech you'd see if this was a true speed run. As a reminder, these racers are blind and have probably played golf, have probably been furious before, but I will definitely have not played furious golf.
That's pretty interesting, actually. I didn't expect. I never watched a golf speedrun, so I didn't expect they'd actually go into a bunker intentionally.
Yeah, the other thing with like Wii Sports is there's a very iconic guy who goes, "Nice shot," and then like in the resort they'll like show you the replay. And so a large part of the speed run is finding the way to get as close to the hole as possible without it actually being a nice shot. So they'll knock it basically off the green and then chip it in a lot of the time. It's got a surprising amount of speed tech for a cute little Wii game that's made for, well, anybody. I think it's probably the most universal game in the world.
You know, hot speed game, Wii Sports, golf.
These pars are getting higher and higher. We're looking at 9 on Skurd's side, 13 here from Brightshadow's side, though it's the lava level. There's obvious danger. Uh, I don't know if when we get into hard, if it's going to be a point where like this actually becomes a challenge. If they really need to start spamming mulligans just to be able to get through the level, but we're in double digits. It's only getting worse.
I feel
Here-
like they're pretty much already spamming mulligans anyway, so
Yeah. They just don't have the touch yet. It's just watching Skurd, who is in the lead, like just trying to get on these platforms, try and get over the water without uh going back off the wall and coming back into it. It looks like they're like got a good grasp of the angles and like the gravity of the ball, but the hard part seems to be just measuring the power for a game that I think was probably intended uh to be a mobile game, and this being like a very precise finger movement.
feels like they have
Oh.
very precise control over the power, but yeah, they just don't know which power corresponds to what.
And it has that sort of feeling, and this often happens in MT. The by the point that you figure out and you're like, I'm confident about how this is gonna feel, is when the race ends.
And while we were watching Skirt, Bright Shadow is here too. Hole 5.
Yeah, I mean it's been incremental, right? It's a lot of Skurd taking a shot and then mulliganing, losing 4 seconds. But 4 seconds 20 times and that's a lead change, so uh
It's just really hard to tell exactly when Bright Shadow gained this time. It's just has been hitting the ball faster. Yeah, a
that's
small
yeah,
lead change.
that was a sync up. Uh, Chat asking how many golf games we've had. I think we probably have had 3 that have had golf in the name. Uh, I think this might be the 4th. Because we had the DOS one and we had Void Golf.
Yes, we have determined Void Golf is a golf game because you put the ball in
Yeah,
the
I
also.
mean, doubly so if it had a flag over the hole, which I'm 50-50 if it did or not. Look at these guys using the eye. They're true golfers. I'm not sure that's true speedrun. I think true speedrun is smash it, but I trust that this teleporter takes us where we're meant to go, and that there's nothing that you can do once you get into it. Uh-oh. Two different routes. I think you want the upper one. So take the left route. Brightshadow looks at it less and has made a different decision. We've got a split while these players are otherwise very synced up.
I like this because they both could see the route, so this is an informed choice. Brightshadow chose to go this way. I'm not sure if it's the right decision. As long as he can go over this battle, it should be fine.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think Skurd got into the level a few moments earlier. Uh, and it's really like that question, right? It's these like micro decisions of how much time do you spend looking at the level, deciding which path is correct. Bright Shadow looked at it to decide, okay, it's not a troll level. It's not like one path is just death, and then took a path. While Skurd made a actual decision about which one would also be faster. And I don't know, it's a few seconds here or there. That's all you can get. You do not want to end up in the pit. In fact, Bright Shadow is nicely teed up. I'm not sure how well that goes, because this looks like you probably want to be at the end of the sewer sauce. There you go. Hole 9 has given us a aesthetic change there from Skurd, but no new mechanics. It's just death pits of blue and red varieties. I'm curious what the hard levels are going to give, because typically with golf games, and especially ones that get submitted to MT, they just get wackier. Hard 10 here, but scared not looking at the map. I'm under the same impression that they are, which is that this is probably symmetrical and it doesn't really matter. Not like you really have much choice coming out of the teleporter anyways.
Nice shot to get over the edge there.
Teleport. Yeah. Yeah, I mentioned these like slightly off up shots are something that you're gonna want to get good at, and in these positions where it's just get the angle and the power doesn't really matter, skirts look professional. We were tied up a few moments ago, but this is close to a full whole lead for Skurd. They've I think potentially actually been accelerating. They feel just more confident with the at least the angles. It If there's a difference and I'm gonna declare it, it might be that Bright Shadow has a better grasp on the power and Skirt has better grasp on the angles, but it feels exploratory to say that. I think they're just both trying their best. Skirt should be good here, and it's okay. Not mulliganing. I think correct decision here. Just put it in, and that's again close to a whole lead. This will be hole 12 of normal, so this is going to be our 13th remaining level. The next 12 will be hard, and we don't really have a grasp as commentators or players about how difficult hard will be. What are you looking for, FFA? What's something that a mini golf game or a golf game needs if you're going to a hard level?
It's a hard level. I think a lot of
Oh,
mini golf games have those really precise shots that send you back if you miss them. Those are
Yeah,
annoying. I don't like them.
I'm feeling like not enemies, but like a windmill equivalents. The sort of things that you try and shoot it through a hole and you're gonna need timing is the mechanic that we're missing the most here. The other answer apparently is just the whole floor is a death pit.
I guess this first shot is more precise than looks because you need to put it into that small space. If you use too much power, it will roll out. And you can't make it directly up, looks like.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they're not able to make it directly up. It looks like they really should be able to.
Maybe if you were slightly to the left, you have less distance to go.
I mean, this is a potential lead change. If Brightshadow can figure out this, not puzzle, but puzzling spot here, and they have, now, yeah, this is getting finicky. Obviously, I think you just want to like maybe knock it off the ceiling, straight up, straight down. But do you need to like put it to the end of the thing, or can you just smash it? The answer is just smash it.
Usually the answer.
This is like these levels might continue to get harder. We are have increased the difficulty, but like this whole spot here from Skurd, if he's losing this race by 20 seconds, this is where it just feels like a good point. Because Bright Shadow was down a hole and is now essentially up a hole. Nice eagle there.
Like more precision shots where you want to put on small edges.
Skurd finds a brilliant shot here, taking what took Bright Shadow 3 or 4 shots to do in one. Unfortunately, it just took so long for it to get set up. Yeah, and NSF mentioning that this looks like a Jump King level, and I don't disagree. It just figure out the power and the angle, and then don't bounce off the wall and come back. Thankfully, these mulligans are strong, incredibly strong. Like we could have played this without mulligans, and it would have been a completely different game.
Oh, for sure. Maybe Jump King should have had mulligans.
I don't think that's like the designer's intent. I think the designer's intent is to like make you slightly unhappy, but feel accomplished, which, to be honest, feels like a lot of designers' intent. Like every time we play it, I want to be the guy clone. I'm like, I'm not sure who had fun here, but I think the designer definitely did. It's just a precise shot here. There's no like climbing up here for Bright Shadow. You just need to get the exact shot, and there's not too many strokes to waste. Bright Shadow's gonna go for the greedy play of not uh playing a bad position and makes it worth it with the cleanup here. That's an absolute
Wow.
jump king. That's so jump king, it hurts. Bounce off a wall to land on a tiny platform. Maybe not intentional there from Bright Shadow, but brilliant nonetheless.
Looked nice. We'll say it was intentional.
Yeah, 100%. I was gonna say Bright Shadow has figured out the power really well here, and then it rolled into the lava, and then has now done more power instead of less power. There we go. It looks good. Ooh, hitting the lip there to slow it down, so it doesn't just fly off the wall and come back. Also worked well. Now that we've seen Skurd get past that one portion that was just giving them fits for no reason, they're making the same pace they were previously, which is decently quick. I do love jumps like the one that we just saw here from Skurd. Uh, Happening in like 20, 25 minutes into this race. It's really just a measure of have you gotten a strong grasp on the mechanics and feel of the game. When the game like has been giving you options and giving you leeway, and then it takes away that leeway, the better. Wait, we can shoot while we're moving.
Apparently.
Why have we not been doing that the whole time? Oh no, we got tech. You can bounce off the wall all you want now if you're willing to just take the next shot. So like Skurd here bouncing off the wall, he's trying it. It's I think you have to be able to click on the ball while it's moving or something. But yeah, if you're able to take shots when your ball's rolling, we're no longer playing mystery golf. We're playing mystery hockey.
They both only did shots while the ball was rolling when it was almost stopped. I don't know if that is because they only tried it when the ball was always almost stopped, or if it's only possible when the ball is low.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the paceman. You don't even have to click on the ball. If they're just missing a mechanic of the game that I'm fairly confident Skurd just took a shot while the ball was still in motion. Uh, Thankfully for both racers, it's like equal. It doesn't look like Skurd's uh using what I feel like I noticed there, but
I'm noticing
uh,
it now. There's an hourglass when they take a shot, and the hourglass disappears a bit before the ball actually stops rolling.
oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, when the hourglass is on screen, makes sense. But still, there's frames to be saved, and this is very much a frame saver's victory.
It was particularly good there because the ball was about to roll off the edge, and then Skirt saved it, so that was pretty nice. It's like one whole difference here. Hole 5 doesn't, there's nothing really challenging about it.
It's wet, but so be it. Uh, I'm curious how much the racers are looking at the power bar in the bottom, because it actually allows you to have that precise control of the power. Um, Albatross there from Brightshadow. Really clean stuff. Albatross is 3 under par. It's often like a hole in one on a par 4. But we're playing to a par
Mhm.
17 now because this is not your dad's golf.
This is furious goal.
I always love that, by the way, when it's like not your dad's country. You're like, what does that possibly mean? Uh, it's it's such a funny name for a genre. It's not your dad's Dig Dug.
Oh, Dig Dug is my dad's Dig Dug.
I think Dig Dug 2 might actually be more dad's Dig Dug than Dig Dug 1, and I'm not sure there was a Dig Dug 3. Stupid game. Y- You you're so close to being successful, and then instead you just get dropped into the water, and you've spent a portion of your life playing a golf game.
I was going to be really impressed if Bright Shadow got this shot first try, which he almost did, because it doesn't look like an easy shot. Oh, they're
Ooh,
very, very
yeah.
nice.
Anytime that these players have gotten clever and bounced it off like the texture or bounced it off a corner, as long as it isn't like literally trying to hit a back wall to hit a front wall, which the game just doesn't have that much power in your hit, it's seemingly been rewarded. Same hole. The start versus end here. I think Skurd's slowly making a comeback and has 6, 7 more holes to do so.
I wasn't looking, but they must have been really fast through hole 5. They're here already.
Brightshadow is also in a really awkward spot here with 14 strokes done. Um, this is actually going to be like a decent challenge. As a reminder, they don't have to get par, but the par is 17. They need to get at minimum a double bogey, which is 19. And I think they're on the way to do it, but like they're gonna have to potentially do more mulligans than they'd want. Um, to just make sure that they succeed here. They can't just like continually just take shots from here. It needs to get down onto this bottom green to feel confident.
They good to have 3 shots to get over.
Yeah, but like precisely this, where if you only had 2 shots and or like 1 shot left and you bounced it off that wall, you feel awful because I'm not sure the game gives you the option to like snap a mulligan in before it tells you a game over. Neither of these players have tested that for obvious reasons. It's race losing if it doesn't work that way.
Sometimes the answer is just not to figure out how it works. Or ledge climbing. This one looks easier.
Yeah, it's just the par 20. It's intimidating about this level, but we haven't seen any actual like obstacles. This is like you're not wrong. You mentioned earlier this isn't particularly furious golf. We do see here Skurd, who's taken a lead by the way, somehow. Um, is got to deal with like the moving machinery, and that's like the most interesting thing we've seen. Otherwise, it's just been what color of the lava do you want? Do you want blue lava, green lava, or red lava? That would make sense to me, Andy. I'm sure I believe Mooware's in charge of it is on the case if he's going to need to go back and play it.
Yeah, I didn't see Skurd doing hole 7. I was going to comment on when Skurd got to hole 7 that Skurd is being a lot less hesitant with the shots, it looks like. Like, Brightshadow is lining up every shot, and then Skurd is just, shoot. And then if it doesn't work out, we try again. Which, if the level isn't very difficult, is much faster.
I think Skirt might be slightly too mulligan happy though. It's a curious like mix between being aggressive but also being conservative in regards to like making sure that you don't stroke out, which understandable if you like go through a whole hole and then don't complete the level. I think that's a race loss against an equal opponent. And it's kind of hard for someone not to be like close behind you or close ahead of you because this game just doesn't have that many challenges.
Has
Okay.
2 strokes to complete this hole.
Yeah, as a reminder, we're under the impression that Scourge skipped hole 7, and now has to make a really awkward shot. He needs to make this because the text is going red. This is his final shot. But has confirmed that you're allowed to mulligan here mid shot, but hasn't found a way. Okay, now has to restart the level. This
Hmm.
looks devastating for Skurd's chances of getting through this match. Uh, we still have 4 holes to go. Brightshadow could reach a similar situation, but that's a full restart for Skurd on what is like one of the harder levels of this relatively straightforward game.
Didn't look that inefficient to me, but maybe the power in this hole is just a bit more stringent.
Yeah, I draw lines, but unfortunately, it's only 1/4 of the hole is on the screen at any time. If this, I thought Brightshadow was about to just get dumped in the water for no reason. Just absolutely mean game design. But instead, it looks like this level is actually like really well built, and everything just kind of feels natural for full power.
And it's a real Brightshadow in the water. This is Furious goal. Where's the Fury?
I mean, if the it would make it made the level impossible because it's going through the what are they? Beam me up, Scotties. What are they called? The thing that lifts you into the air. Usually cows for some reason. I don't know why aliens really like taking cows up into their UFOs. Tractor beam, thank you, Victor. It might. I mean, yeah, Scotty uses a teleporter, which is, I think, why I said teleporter earlier. Is I'm very much in the Simon Pegg Star Trek mindset right now. Bright Shadow, I think, is just taking this like a business day. That's awful. What, what was that? The getting just air drafted up into the ceiling with no left-right momentum. There we go. Meaning he just gets stuck against the ceiling. Uh, like there's no rush here. He's still using the map. He's just trying to continue on. It's very tortoise in the hare like, and he's pro tortoise who does win the race, so it works sometimes. Oh yeah, Andy pointing out that well, I don't think Bright Shadow has shown any understanding of the hourglass mechanic. If the hourglass isn't on screen, you could probably just smash it out of there. This is hole 12, which is the final level here for Bright Shadow. It looks like it has multiple colors of lava. We got green lava and blue lava, so hmm.
Beautiful angles on the climb. I think that
Yeah, this is a tough shot. I think maybe off the ceiling full power. No, just know it. He just knows what the power bar is. It's like I mentioned. By the time that you reach the last level, you finally get a grasp when the controls 100%, and then the game ends.
they really won with the ball at this point.
Yeah. This shot's weird. What are you meant to do here, Brightshadow?
I
He's
think you
going for the
just get
putt.
yeah, you get close and then you just go over all this nonsense.
Yeah. Whoo-hoo-hoo. So close, but yeah, full power, slightly higher, slightly higher. Eh. Oh, the skip, not a typical speedrun skip, like an actual like skip. Off the fourth pillar there for Bright Shadow will be enough. As a note, this is a par 25 because why not? Uh, recently, Curse to Golf uh, was available on Epic Game Store for free as part of their like Christmas bundle, and it has like par 25s for like a roguelite, and I just found that a bit silly. Uh, and now I'm looking at this and going, yeah, it makes a lot more sense when it's a mobile game. It's fine here. Can we get down there, please? Okay, so we need to make this in like 2 shots, and this will be a W for Brightshadow. Skurd just lost a little bit of momentum during this race, but it was back and forth. Welcome to, and say goodbye to Furious Golf. Where are the aliens? Why couldn't we have had a UFO? Where's my golf boss level?
Even the title song is not, it's not very furious.
It is a jam though. Stupid alien. False advertising, I say. I recall nothing alien or alien-like in this game. It was mainly a construction site.
We had tractor beams.
We did have tractor beams, but those are more tractors than aliens, right? They wouldn't call them tractor beams. Some girl asking the tough questions, but that is a question for whoever's running this race.
Why are they... I don't remember this happening the last time. Why are they randomly skipping levels? What is wrong with this game?
So there's potential that Brightshadow is gonna have to have a little bit of a read time, play a new level, and he has put on his screen Cat Jam.
I agree.
I'm now 11. Okay. Stupid game.
And 12 is somehow locked, even though he actually beat 12.
Stupid. Stupid game. To note, for anybody who's worried, we do have retimes. Some port jump, sometimes FFAO, but not today. Has to make sure that the races were fair. The last time we played this game, we mentioned the Hertz issue, which the moderator caught. Today, both racers have just completely skipped a level because this game is a mobile port and is broken. That being said, I think if Brightshadow can finish this relatively timely, it's not going to change the result of the race. Just they were making better time on the last couple of levels compared to Skurd when they since they were tied.
It appears the decision is going to be that Brightshadow is going to redo 11 and Skurd are probably going to have to redo 7. Very reasonable decision.
Yeah, so ignoring Cat Jam time, like Skurd still has another level he's going to need to do after this. I don't know how much he's been paying attention to the race because a dot done has happened and he didn't stop, which thank goodness, by the way, because we don't need 2 different retimes.
It looks like Skurd skipped multiple levels, so that's how they got ahead in the beginning while we weren't looking.
And now he's good at the game. He just immediately gets the hole in one. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I think we're gonna have a double check here on Brightshadow's side here for the other levels too. You've beat this one, Brightshadow. Get out of here.
I think it's safe to say this is going to be a win for Brightshadow.
Yeah, I would say this. It would be really funny if the game was stupid and it just skipped a level for both of them and we missed it because we just never saw it.
I was really wondering, like, how did Skurd get ahead when they were two holes behind, and now we know.
I was just complimenting their play. I was like, this guy's really quick. Every time I look away, he's just doing well.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got our second finish here from Brightshadow, uh, with a time that is obviously going to be less too because he spent time in the menu just figuring out. Uh, yeah. Welcome to MT Flashback for where for some reason the games just get sketchier when they have been submitted previously. Presumably because our testers do a good rigorous job on the live games, and in this particular case, it's weird, right? Because it never actually got finished on the race. The reality was like this actually hasn't been fully raced before.
Yeah, so some things are just hard to catch on testing. I imagine that even if I was testing this, would I realize that I skipped a level? Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah, and that based on the notes here from that one guy, it's when you are just mashing on the continue, you can skip levels. If anybody wants to go take this to speedrun.com, we've got your speedrun tech. You only have to play odd numbered levels. With that, uh, we'll see if either want to come join us in the booth. Golf games are weird to commentate, by the way. I'm not sure if you felt that, but it's like it's still golf. I need somebody doing a soft clap. Uh, I need somebody yelling "Get in the hole," because those are what makes real golf so interesting. It's not the golf. It's the things around the golf.
It might be fair to count this whole time for Bright Shadow because it definitely got a power up from the cat gen.
This is true. I mean, the music was jamming, so it's fair enough.
Too bad that it's the only song in the game, and then you start the game and it's just silence.
Hello, Brightshadow.
Yes, hello.
Welcome to Furious Golf. I hope you enjoyed your stay, because I don't think with the issues that we just had, this is gonna see much more play in MT. Did you have a good time?
It was fun. Aside from the part where I was like, okay, done, and then apparently hadn't done all the levels.
Yeah, I mentioned at the beginning of this race that I know that you previously asked for non-mouse games, at least in like last MT. You're
Yeah.
still using the roller mouse. How was the game mechanically for you?
Playing it was fine, but going down to menu and hitting mulligan over and over was slow.
Yeah.
That's hard to do with my thumb. But I mean, it given the choice, I would have not done it just because like I'm kind of at a disadvantage using a trackball, but
I
whatever.
mean, W on the board, right?
Yeah.
With the game, it felt like by the end of the game, like you had a good understanding of the power. I'm curious how you were measuring it. Were you using the actual power bar at the bottom of the screen or just the
Yeah.
visual? You were?
No, I used the bar. The angle I was only kind of paying attention to. I was mostly like if I had my mic on, you would have just heard me go like, "Yeah, middle of orange. Yeah, this is about a yellow."
Uh, We are probably getting Skurd in as long as they can confirm that they've also completed all the levels. They were actually the first one to have a level that we noticed was skipped.
That just disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It,
I didn't see like any indication that it was like doing anything strange at all. It just kept playing game. And somehow I only missed the second to last level.
yeah. I'm confident as is FFAO that you're gonna be rewarded the W here after everything here is done. Do you want to drag Skurd in here? Hello, Skurd. Good race as far as this little sketchy game goes. Uh, Sorry about the technical difficulties, but will you enjoy yourself playing Draggy Golf, Furious Golf?
In the beginning, I kind of enjoyed it till I got to the hard levels. Then I hit like a rock wall, and
Yeah, you had like that one level early in hard. It might have actually
yeah,
just been hole one, where like the
hard wall.
very start was getting you with, and then you actually just made an amazing shot once you finally escaped it. You did something that took Brightshadow like 3 shots when you shot it, and it fell down to the near the water. But with that, what did you like diagnose what the issue was? Was it a way that you're approaching that situation, or was it like just frustration doing the same thing? I couldn't figure out why that little portion was giving you so much trouble.
I think I was trying to bounce off walls or something. I don't remember right now, but I was
Yeah.
trying to like use all the tricks to like get the balls to go in directions I wanted, but I never seemed to get enough power to do that. So I had to like adjust and do something else instead.
Yeah. This game, like, there was a couple like cute little bounces. I know Bright Shadow, you had one where like it was over the 5 pillars, and the way
Yeah,
that
that was
you
luck.
you skipped
Oh
it
yeah,
in
yeah,
there on the
so
fourth.
I was like, this is either going to be like careful, accurate, or I'm just going to slam it and hope. So I just kept hitting it.
Yeah, brilliant. Uh, you guys, well, it's hard to say because there were stupid levels being skipped, and we weren't noticing early. We were just kind of impressed by how quickly you were going Skurd. Uh, because you just like didn't have to play easy 5 or whatever.
yeah.
But it was a back and forth race, and it's a golf game. There wasn't much. Were you guys expecting more like obstacles as the game was going on? Because it felt actually not particularly furious.
The thing that I thought was the weirdest was the level that I accidentally skipped was like really easy. Like the second to last stage was just nothing.
Was it the one that just didn't have any water? Of the 3 colors water come in?
I don't remember. I
Yeah.
just remember when I loaded it up, I was just like, well, this is nothing compared
I
to the
mean,
one I just did.
I'll tell you, Bright Shadow, Skurd went back and then hole in one a level from easy. So
Yeah.
it turns out the game's easier when you've been
Uh-huh.
playing it for 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
Yeah, I'm sure if I started over, it would be like a lot faster.
This, I believe, it this is winners one, right? Like this is
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
tail end.
Yep. We
Uh,
are the last winners one match.
yeah. Okay. Literally last. Thanks for confirming. That means both of you are playing on. Congratulations to Bright Shadow for winners two. I'm sure your opponent is waiting for you.
Definitely.
Likewise for Skurd. Skurd, is there like a particular genre that you're looking for? Platforming, puzzle, weird.
I want a puzzle game. I don't
You
get
want
them
a
too
puzzle?
often. I like them, but some people are really good at them, so can be
Yeah,
tricky as
this is
well.
the issue, right? Like I got matched up with Marshmaster and losers won, and I'm like, cool. He also wants a puzzle game, and then we
Yeah.
got handed a platformer. And like, wait, I also didn't want that. I wanted a puzzle game. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's gonna be. We'll find out. Maybe it'll be another golf game.
And I also prefer like maybe a Nintendo, like the NES as a system.
That's
Um,
wild. Good for you.
yeah.
I,
The
I
uh,
game was
suppose. I
horrible.
mean, all my speed running is on NES, so
Um,
yeah.
that's
Well, the issue for
that
you,
is
Bright
totally
Shadow,
what
is
I like to see.
good luck finding a game you're blind to.
yeah.
There's a lot of NES games.
Yeah, that's true.
There are a
With that,
lot of them
guys,
that I haven't played, and there are a lot of them apparently that I have played and have forgotten everything about. Because when I raced Shadow of the Ninja the other day, I didn't remember it at all. It was not familiar, but apparently I raced it once.
with that FFAO, anything else you wanted to add?
Not really. Good golfing. I liked when you did those bounces on the ceiling that just put the ball in exactly the right place.
Oh, there's one thing you guys. I think Skurd might have noticed it. Like the timer at the bottom right, and then it would disappear. There was a spot where you got like considered soft locked against the ceiling, Brightshadow. We're pretty sure you could have just shot out of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like you could still hit the ball like while it was still
While it's stuck
settling
against the ceiling.
and stopped, like when it wasn't moving very much, you could hit it.
I
Uh,
I did notice that it would like let you try because I got stuck once when I was like maybe I can hit right at this edge and I got the arrow to come out and then it rolled off the edge and the arrow was just stuck.
yeah, I'm sure a professional speedrun will also just skip half the levels because I'm pretty sure if you're just mashing the continue button, it skips
Yeah.
the next level. So there's a lot of tech in this game. Apparently, it's very funny. With that, guys, I'm actually curious because I also want to see more golf. Can we see the screen for what's coming up in the future, if there's any games? Oh, it's actually loaded. Let's go.
Yeah,
Nothing more today, but 3 tomorrow, 2 on Wednesday. We're getting started back up, or tomorrow, I should say. It's two, 2 days from now. But 2024, there will be more mystery games. Most close coming is Zalo versus Tiger 64.
yeah, we have a game scheduled for tomorrow, and these past few days we've been having a lot of unscheduled matches, so keep your eye open for whenever a give game comes. Gotta always have those exclamation points ready.
Yeah, I know the Quicklime, who's a friend of mine, got pushed back here too. And as we're getting towards deadlines, I think you're just going to see more and more things tossed in the schedule. Definitely feel free to follow the stream. Uh, that's the other good way to find out if races are happening. So between here in the Discord, you got plenty of options. To everybody who's joined us, and particularly to our racers, Bright Shadow and Scared, thank you for some furious golf. Hope
GG's.
you're not furious after it.
Yeah, it's fine.
No.
Cool. Good luck in the next match, Bright Shadow.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks.
See you next time for more Furious games.